If Gordan Ramsay had to use your kitchen, what would he be most angry about? He opens up a cabinet door and 6,000 mismatched Tupperware containers and lids fall out all over the floor. And then a cat runs into that cabinet and has to be coaxed out. Not again! I don't own a mixer of any kind, and the whisk just broke. I do everything by hand. One Thanksgiving, our hand mixer broke, and instead of just using the KitchenAid mixer sitting right there on the counter like a normal person, my husband somehow attached the whisk to his electric drill and went to town. I was equal parts baffled and impressed. That's what we do because we can't afford a stand mixer and we don't have a whisk. Those knives are so blunt, Snoop Dogg is trying to smoke them. Yep, knives will definitely be the first thing that will make him yell. He is definitely yelling about how dirty my stove is right now. That's filthy! The only spices I have are cayenne pepper, salt, and pepper. When I got my first apartment after college, my parents came down to make Thanksgiving. My dad was cooking and asked where I kept the spices. Pointed to the cabinet and he said, "It's just sprinkles and an unopened can of Mrs. Dash." The salad that is being microwaved. No, please tell me that this is a joke. It's a joke. Ramsay was completely pissed off with one place and asked if there was anything they sold which wasn't microwaved, and one woman timidly mentioned the salad. The off button on my oven is broken. I'm sure he'd be cool about it because I'm a scrawny teenager who doesn't know anything about cooking. We found a loophole around it, cook duration, which basically shuts the oven off after an inputted amount of time. You've got to remember, Gordan Ramsay is only mean to overconfident people who think that they are the best. Ramsay knocks them down a peg and puts them where they belong. He doesn't pick on kids or nervous people. What's crazy is the shift in demeanour between his solo instructional videos and his restaurant horrors, or whatever it's called. When he's alone in his kitchen, he has a super zen but enthusiastic sweetness in his personality. Why are all the pans just thrown into a cupboard? When did these knives get sharpened? Why is there a sheet pan in the microwave? I have roommates with zero ideas of how to keep a kitchen organised. Whoever designed my kitchen, obvs never used a kitchen. I have tried all the configurations of where to put things and can't find anything convenient to put in the stupid Lazy Susan corner cabinet that doesn't make you want to throw things every time you have to put something away or get something out. My mum puts spices in the cabinet upside down because she thinks it keeps them fresher. I could see him yelling at her for that. Mine are alphabetised because I'm insane. I don't think he'd have a problem with that though. Oh, so I can get you to the next level now. First, group them by colour, all the green herbs together, all the orange, yellow and brown spices, red spices, white spices, all alphabetised of course. Makes it super easy to find what you're looking for. The lack of sharp knives. Same here, not a single sharp knife to be found. I'm so confused by how people that cook regularly leave their knives blunt. Is it laziness or something else? When they're sharpened, they make your life so much easier. Where are the fresh ingredients? Why are your dishes so dirty? And why the hell is there so much booze? Are you me? The dish would be what he would call me out on. I usually do my dishes when I can't fit any more in my sink, but I also sometimes just stack them next to the sink when I can't fit more in. The washing machine staring at his face. Ha! OMG, I laughed so hard imagining these tears are running down my face. Thank you. He's from the UK. It's normal to have a washing machine in the kitchen here. All the expired food in the fridge. It's rotten, you donkey. My husband literally puts on a Gordan Ramsay voice and shouts this when we clean out the fridge every 6 months or so. We gross, lol. Never a better time to avoid the grocery store and eat what you have. The fact that I wouldn't let him in. The electric stove. I hate it. The house we bought was perfect except for that. I'm eventually going to run a gas line into the kitchen. I don't mind the flat top electric ones, but the ones with the coils drive me crazy. Gas is definitely the best though. See, I don't understand the hate for electricity. I've had electricity for years in most apartments I've lived in, and I actually prefer it. Gas heats up too damn fast and ruins my non-stick pans, and I'm always afraid I'm going to mess something up and burn my apartment down. My parents have the glass top electric, and I hate that too because it takes half a decade to boil a pot of water. Lol, the lighting. The lighting in my kitchen sucks. Mine too. My light casts a shadow directly onto the stove and the hood light is burned out. My kitchen is awful. 20-year-old, dirty, dilapidated cupboards, broken drawers, worn-out surfaces that haven't been replaced since as long as I can remember. Old AF freezers, an unstable breakfast bar, a faulty second-hand oven that randomly switches off when it wants to, an out-of-date fridge that has been there since they bought the house, and the bottom fridge is broken, and last but not least, a dirty, damp, water-damaged floor that hasn't been replaced in over a decade and currently no plans to do so. It's so bad, I don't even want to walk barefoot on it anymore. Gordan's got a lot to be angry about. If this is a rental, it's time to have a long talk with the landlord. There's so much junk food. I almost mistook your kitchen for a rubbish tip. Everything. This is the correct answer. Me and the fact that there aren't two pieces of bread on either side of my head. The fact that I have a microwave and use it frequently. I saw this on a YouTube comment of a Gordan Ramsay video and I'm paraphrasing, but there is a time and a place for microwaves. They are amazing in homes because they give you hot food in a very quick and efficient manner. Not a lot of people have time to purchase, prepare and cook a full meal. However, the restaurants that he goes to should not be using a microwave. You go to a restaurant to have someone do the purchasing, preparing and the cooking, not to have someone nuke your lasagna. He would be angry because I only have 2 knives for all. For meat, for bread, for butter, for cleaning of vegetables. For all. Where the hell is the bench space? How can you cook without a bench? Where's the kitchen? Seriously, this is it? You can't pull the knives completely out of the knife block without leaning it over because of the cabinet above it. I think he would pity me more than anything. All I have is a titanium cup, spork and a small camping stove with a fuel canister to boil water. But if he were to insult me, you put the less in homeless. The counters are a few inches lower than normal. You don't notice it until your back hurts because you've been leaning over them to do stuff. When he saw the amount of food in my freezer, he would be even angrier with my mum's freezer. She freezes the bread too. There won't be any regular potatoes. I loathe peeling potatoes with a passion, so I only have frozen potatoes, hash browns, or instant mashed potatoes. I know he won't take kindly to me using convenience potatoes only and refusing to buy them whole. He'll have to get over it though. There are good 7 sim tiles, the only way I can think to measure worth of counter space, and all but one of them, on a good day, is covered in people's semi-permanent clutter and unavailable to do any actual cooking on. I suspect he would also have a minor coronary over the occasional use of the stovetop as an 8th counter, because I know I do when I see that happening. The fact that he has to use my kitchen. That he is now the sous chef. That roach that lives in the far left corner of the kitchen. The oven. We have a fan oven and it has a mind of its own. If something says put it in at 180 for 15 minutes, then we usually have to put it in at 170 for 10 minutes. We basically have to do practice runs of any new foods we haven't had before, just to make sure we don't overcook it. It's annoying. But over the years, we've sort of mastered the guessing game,